Hi students, so my name is Fanindra and I am a lecturer in physics working in Vigyan institutions. So let us continue our discussion regarding the chapter moving charges and magnetism. So in our last class we have discussed about the strength of the magnetic field due to a solenoid of finite length. So let us draw the cross sectional view of the solenoid. So this is a solenoid of finite length. Below and above we are writing cross and dot, which indicates the direction of the flow of the current. So the dot indicates that the current is flowing outside and the cross indicates that the current is flowing towards the board. Okay, now let this is the axial line. Let R is the radius of the solenoid and we need to calculate the magnetic field, strength of the magnetic field at a point P. So let the point P makes an angles with the both ends of the solenoid with the vertical as alpha and this angle is beta. So one of the angle is calculated in clockwise direction, another angle is calculated in anti-clockwise direction with respect to the vertical. So in our last discussion we have calculated the strength of the magnetic field at this point P for a solenoid of the finite length. Though for finite length for a solenoid of finite length, the strength of the magnetic field is given by B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 into sine alpha plus sine beta. Mu naught Ni by 2 sine alpha plus sine beta, where the alpha and beta are the angles made with the vertical at the point P with the both ends of the solenoid, sine alpha and sine beta. So from this let us calculate if the solenoid is of infinite length. If the considered solenoid is of infinite length, then what will be the angles? So if this length of the solenoid goes on increases, what will happen? So if this is the solenoid and at a point P, so if the length of the solenoid increases, the value of, you can observe that the value of alpha and beta also increases. Alpha and beta also increases. For infinite solenoid, infinite length of the solenoid, then the alpha and beta goes on increases such that it will becomes approximately equal to 90 degrees. So for infinite length, solenoid, alpha is equal to beta is equal to 90 degrees, that is pi by 2. By substituting the values, B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 into sine pi by 2 plus sine pi by 2. Sine pi by 2 plus sine pi by 2. So B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2. Sine pi by 2 value is 1 and sine pi by 2 value is also 1. 1 plus 1, that is nothing but 2. So here 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So B is equal to mu naught Ni. B is equal to mu naught Ni. So the strength of the magnetic field for infinite length solenoid will be B is equal to mu naught Ni as we calculated before. Now let us see what if the point P is located at any one of the end of the solenoid. Now let us see what is the strength of the magnetic field induction at a point at any one of the end of the solenoid. So let us consider the solenoid, and this is the axial line. If the point P is located at the one end of the solenoid, at this point P we need to calculate the strength of the magnetic field. So if you observe the point P to the one end, it makes an angle, let the angle between, it makes an angle of 0 degrees with this vertical line. Vertical line angle is 0, and let the point P makes with the other end, let the angle be beta. So we know that for a solenoid, the formula for the mathematical formula for the magnetic field at a point P is mu naught Ni by 2 into sine alpha plus sine beta. Here alpha is, if the point is located at any one end, then one of the angle will be 0. So by substituting, let the alpha will be 0. By substituting the value of alpha is equal to 0. So at any end point of solenoid, then alpha is equal to 0. Here we are considering alpha as 0. Then the value of B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 into sine beta. Mu naught Ni by 2 sine beta. So what's the value of beta? If this length, radius of the solenoid is R and the length of the solenoid is L, then this hypotenuse is equal to root over L square plus R square. Sine beta means opposite side by hypotenuse, so sine beta is equal to L by root over L square plus R square. By substituting in above equation, B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 into sine beta. Instead of sine beta, we write it as L by L square plus R square under root. L by L square plus R square under root. Okay, so it is the formula, mathematical formula for magnetic field induction when the point is located at the one end of the solenoid. So if the point is located at the midpoint, if we need to calculate magnetic field at a point of the midpoint of the solenoid, so exactly midpoint P, then the angles will be, both the angles will be equal. Let it be alpha and alpha. So then at midpoint of solenoid, alpha is equal to beta. Alpha is equal to beta. Then the magnetic field induction B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 into sine alpha plus sine beta. So B is equal to mu naught sine alpha plus sine beta is nothing but alpha. Sine alpha plus sine alpha is 2 sine alpha. So 2 into 2 sine alpha. So 2 gets cancelled. So B is equal to mu naught Ni sine alpha. B is equal to mu naught Ni sine alpha. So at the midpoint of the solenoid, the strength of the magnetic induction B is equal to mu naught Ni sine alpha. So from all these discussions, at any point of the solenoid, the strength of the magnetic field is given by B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 sin alpha plus sin beta. So if the solenoid is of infinite length, then the magnetic field will be, strength of the magnetic field will be B is equal to mu naught Ni. Strength of the magnetic field is mu naught Ni if the solenoid is of infinite length. If solenoid is of infinite length, we have assumed that the strength of the magnetic field is uniform everywhere. Now, if the strength of the solenoid at a point P located at one end of the solenoid is given by B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 L by root over L square plus R square, where at the midpoint it is given by mu naught Ni sin alpha. From all these expressions, let us draw a graph between the strength of the magnetic field and the point P located, where the point P is located. Now, let us draw a graph between the strength of the magnetic field and the point where it is to be located. So, on the x-axis, let us take the point P, and on the y-axis, let us take the strength of the magnetic field B. So, if we consider the magnetic field of infinite length, then only the magnetic strength of the magnetic induction is maximum. That is, say it be line, it is equal to mu naught Ni. B is equal to mu naught Ni. Next, at the midpoint, it is maximum. So, the graph will be minus L by 2 plus L by 2. The graph looks like this. If we go on increases from the going to outside of the solenoid, then it goes on decreases. So this is the graph that represents the solenoid length of at point P where it is located and the strength of the magnetic field induction. Let us go to our next topic, that is toroid. So solenoid and the toroid are the two devices which are used to generate the magnetic field. So toroid is nothing but a solenoid which is connected in a circular shape. That means the solenoid is a device which is connected along the, or when a wire is wounded along the cylindrical shape, so then it is called as a solenoid. Now, when the wire is wounded over a hollow circular shell, that means it's just look like this. Consider a non-conducting circular hollow circular shape. Now over this hollow circular shape, so a wire is wounded like this. Wire is wounded like this. So this is called a toroid. So when it is connected to a battery, then current flows into the toroid to the coil and the magnetic field is generated. So you can physically see the toroid. The toroid is just looks like this. So it is nothing but a spherical hollow circular shape non-conducting material over which a copper wire or a conducting material is wounded. It is nothing but a solenoid which is connected in the shape of a circle. Okay, now let us see what is the strength of the magnetic field at the different points of the solenoid. So in case of the solenoid, we already seen that the strength of the magnetic field outside the solenoid is 0, because outside the solenoid the magnetic field generated by the one circular loop will be in opposite direction to the magnetic field generated by the neighboring circular loop. Similarly, the magnetic field at this point, that is outside this toroid, and also here inside this toroid, at both these points, that means outside the toroid and inside the circular shell also, the magnetic field will be 0. Strength of the magnetic field will be 0. Now let us derive the mathematical expression for the strength of the magnetic field of this toroid at a point inside the toroid. By using Ampere's law, by using Ampere's law. Ampere's law is closed integral of B bar dot dl bar is equal to mu naught times the net current. So we have to take a closed loop. So let us consider a closed loop inside this solenoid. Closed loop inside the solenoid. So as the magnetic field is constant, so always magnetic field and dl bar are perpendicular to each other in the solenoid. So B into, it will be equal to B into integral of dl bar, that is equal to mu naught times the net current. So if the I is the current flowing in this solenoid, so net current is equal to total number of coils into the current. So total number of turns in the coil, let it be N, into the current in each coil is small, N into I. So B is equal to B into integral of dl is nothing but total length of the circular shape as it is in a circular shape, B into 2 pi r, that is equal to mu naught times the N into I. So B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 pi r. B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 pi r. It is the strength of the magnetic field inside the circular shell. Inside the circular shell, the strength of the magnetic field is equal to B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 pi r. So in case of solenoid, we have already discussed that small n. What is small n? Small n is nothing but number of turns per unit length. Number of turns per unit length. So which means n is equal to small n is equal to total number of turns, let it be capital N, divided by total length of this toroid is nothing but 2 pi r. So average perimeter, that is 2 pi r. So in case of n by 2 pi r, we can denote it as small n. So the strength of the magnetic field will be, we will write here, B is equal to mu naught small n. B is equal to mu naught Ni, where n is the number of turns per unit length. So which is the same mathematical expression for the strength of the magnetic field in case of a infinite length solenoid. So here also the same will be generated in case of the toroid. Inside the toroid, the strength of the magnetic field will be equal to mu naught Ni, where mu naught is the permeability of the free space, N is the number of turns per unit length, and I is the current flowing in the toroid.